Hey, everybody, this is Johnny Beane, and we are live. It's 5:08 p.m. California time, 8:08 Eastern time, June 7th, 2019. And we got David Nesdahl.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good, but on YouTube it says this video is unavailable.
Oh,
with a big exclamation mark.
I see you. We're on. Jay Hannon, what up, dude?
You know what's going on? I'm about to pop one of these. That's not a beer. And you don't know what's in this cup, but we're in for a very long night. Wow.
There it is. I got you. I got you.
You got that?
Wow.
You hear it?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is that a beer or is that a Coke?
It's a can of Coke with a little bit of Captain Morgan.
A little something, something.
Extra stuff.
I needed that.
Awesome. Who else? Is that Cameron? Is that Cameron Brown?
We got him.
Yeah.
About time.
Hey, man. What's up?
Good to be on with you guys after watching the show for many years. So I'm very happy to be here. So.
Wow, man. Yeah. We've been noticing your name in the chat lately.
Yeah.
And we're like, Cameron, you gotta jump in, dude.
Well, thanks to Jason McNamara for kind of introducing
hooking it up.
Yeah, hooking it up, man. Because I think Cameron was more or less incognito, like sitting back watching the show, and Jason hooked it up. So thanks, Jason.
Yeah, man.
Yes, awesome. So who do we got? Thrash metal and fun riffs. Oh yeah, Jason McNamara. There you are.
Yeah, and there you are.
Yeah, Blank Palette 2 is here. Thomas Santiago, Michael Smith, James Gum, the Fender Guru, Tube Supio, John BL 5150, Shauna Marie sings. Awesome. Yeah, welcome everybody. And if this is your first time here, subscribe to the channel, click the notifications, leave a thumbs up. Yeah, and join the Discord.
I haven't been on that in so long, man. I'm afraid that as soon as I load it up, it's going to be like,
Yeah. Oh, it's great. I love it. It's so much fun over there.
Has it picked up?
There's like 3 people.
Oh, so it's pretty busy over there, huh?
Normally, we have over 100 members, but there's myself, Steve Anderson, John BL, but it's a great place, and what we mainly use it for is to share links to like videos and topics that we talk about on the show. So it's cool.
Well, speaking of Steve Anderson, I got a message from him a couple days ago.
Were we speaking about Steve Anderson?
Yeah, he just brought up Steve Anderson. Said for the Discord.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, I just wanted to mention him real quick, but he sent me a message wishing himself a happy birthday. I just wanted to get.
That's how they do it up there.
It was funny, man. So,
man.
Well, we hope Steve's doing all right.
Yeah. Wow. So Cameron, dude.
Yeah, man. Hopefully all your followers can understand my accent, man, because I have been told by some Americans that when I speak to them, they have no idea what I'm saying. So let's see.
I understand everything you're saying.
Perfect.
I had a grandfather, my grandfather when he was alive, he was Yugoslavian. And he had the worst broken English you could imagine. And I understood it, so I understand everybody.
Perfect.
Awesome. So what? If you have any questions for Cameron, you can type them in the chat and make sure you mention his name like Michael Smith just did. And you'll see it.
Mm-hmm. Kubrick Lover 1972 asks, just curious, how much does that Eddie Van Halen stuff cost? Well, what stuff are you talking about?
Yeah. What are
Yeah.
you talking about? The shirt?
Yeah, like that shirt or that sign. I don't know. Somebody gave that to me. It was Steve Anderson. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we miss you, Steve.
Oh, Tony Neville named his oldest son after you, Cameron. That's very nice of him.
Oh, he named him Cammy B?
Oh, there's the first one. What the hell did Cameron say? I can't understand a word he said. There we go.
Johnny, can you put the subtitles up?
Very funny.
Right. I think that can be done on playback of the video. You can put up captions.
That's cool. You know,
that works for Scottish guys. Honestly, see when I try and speak to Siri on the iPhone, it doesn't understand me at all. You know, I have to put on like an English accent for it to
Well,
work.
can't you select like her or whatever the hell voice for Siri? Can't you select her to speak with that accent? And don't they understand that accent when you select? Because I selected mine when I first got my iPhone for Siri to speak Australian, and she didn't understand what I was saying. And then when I changed it back to like my English, regular English, that's what I call it. She understood me. So maybe that's.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious, actually.
Yeah. I heard if you use like a different accent on there, it's harder for it to understand you.
Oh, it works perfectly, honestly. See, if I say, for example, if I go, Siri, play Van Halen, it doesn't understand me. But if I go, like, hey, Siri, play Van Halen, it'll like do it like that. You know what I mean? It's just like,
that almost sounded the same.
It sounds to me. Sounds exactly the same to me.
Wow.
Kubrick Lover says the amps and guitars of the Eddie Van Halen stuff. That's what he's curious about. So the guitars started about $500, and the amplifiers started probably about $800, around there.
Yeah, how much is the lunchbox?
I don't know, but that's just a head. You need a cabinet. So
yeah, you need a cab with it.
I think the head, the lunchbox head is $699. I think. And a cabinet is going to be like $400, $400 or $500.
Was it 2 by
for a 112?
112, okay.
Yeah, I think it's $399 for a 112. Liquid Charlie is here. Hey,
man.
Cool new guitar, Liquid Charlie. Liquid Charlie just got a new Wolfgang himself, a brand new white special.
Oh yeah, we gotta have him back on soon.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Liquid Charlie, welcome, man. Yeah, with the FU tone parts.
Yep,
I saw that. That's cool. Very cool, man.
Cool.
So Cameron, I feel like I'm like interrogating you. So Cameron, where were you on the night of? So as far as when did you get started on Instagram, and as far as like playing guitar on there consistently, and when did it start to like really pick up for you?
So I started playing guitar on Instagram. It was a bit of a funny story. I used to go to music college here, and when I was there, the attitude was pretty terrible. It was like there's no point in even trying to pursue a career in music because you'll never make it. It isn't the 80s anymore. The music you play nobody likes, kind of thing. That's what people used to say to me. So I got a bit bummed out, and then I went on Instagram, and I had been seeing, because I had been following Johnny for ages, and I was like, well, there is still a big fan base for the kind of music that I like. So I started posting videos maybe like once every 2 weeks, and I would get the odd comment here and there, but I got more into it because even just one comment of someone saying, "Oh, that was great, man," kind of thing, made me want to do more. So I started maybe posting every sort of couple of days, and guitar pages started sharing, the videos, and you get more followers that way. But I think it really started picking up when I first got endorsed by Strandberg. That's basically when more people followed me because they would share my videos and things like that. In recent times, because of the Sir thing, the daddario endorsement as well, and obviously EVH, my Instagram's just went crazy. I'm actually, it's a bit overwhelming sometimes. I'm finding it difficult to keep up. That's kind of what it's like. But it's a good place. I mean, when you post videos on Facebook, you get a lot of like really negative comments and stuff. But on Instagram, people follow you if that's what they like, so they kind of enjoy seeing that. You know, it's not like Facebook how it just comes up even if you don't want it there, sort of thing. So,
yeah,
that's kind of how it started for me, and I've met a bunch of great people through it. So it just kind of keeps making you want to keep going forward with it, if that makes sense.
It makes plenty of sense. Absolutely. Yeah, Facebook it's a lot of negativity. You're right. There's a lot of negativity on Facebook, and Instagram is geared towards the positive.
Yeah, I mean, I should probably mention that. Have you guys had Thomas McLaughlin on the show before?
Sure. Yeah, he's our friend.
Thomas I have to give him massive props because he kind of took me and pushed me in the right direction for what to do on Instagram. When to post videos, how to film them properly, and how to make them look good and things like that. So he definitely helped build up a following, and he's shared a bunch of my videos. So.
Yeah, he's a great guy, great guitar player, great guy.
Yeah. But there's lots of dudes like that on Instagram. I think that's the good thing about it. Social media is kind of where the music industry is kind of heading towards now. So you can find so many bands and so many guitar players or just any kind of musician on there that you would never have known of if it wasn't for social media, kind of thing. So,
that's how me and Johnny met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had our first kiss on Instagram.
Oh my gosh. Ew. Yuck. Oh yeah. I mean, the internet's amazing. None of us would know each other if it wasn't for any of that. Facebook, Instagram, MySpace.
Yeah,
remember those days?
I on the MySpace one myself, I think. Yeah, Instagram is definitely my favorite. I mean, I do post on Facebook occasionally, but Instagram is the one that I post on the most. I'm trying to get into YouTube, but that's a whole other game altogether. So I find it quite difficult to get views on the YouTube videos. But apart from the Van Halen ones, they always do well for some reason. But that must be because everybody likes Van Halen. So
that's right. Yeah, I kind of prefer Instagram as well, man, just because it's I hate using the term, but it's definitely like less toxic because there's not as much politics on there,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just videos and pictures, guitars and butt cheeks. That's all I care. All I want.
What more can you want, man?
Yeah, that's right. What else? What more do you want?
Is butt cheeks in the chat yet?
I don't see them. I don't see butt cheeks.
That's not what you were talking about, though.
No, it wasn't. But
yeah, and Instagram is definitely the most popular of every social media site. Instagram is like #1.
Well, it's like you guys know Matthias Assato, right? He's an incredible guitar player, and Instagram is basically how he built his career. He just posted 30-second, 60-second clips on Instagram of him playing his guitar, and now he's played with Jesse J, Tori Kelly, Bruno Mars, everybody like that. So it's definitely the way forward if you want to be a musician nowadays, I think.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It isn't the only thing though. I think a lot of people get kind of stuck on that. It's like, I need to post a video on Instagram or I'll never be a musician. That it's kind of, there's a balance. You can't focus all your time on Instagram. You have to focus it on writing songs and stuff like that as well. But Instagram is definitely a good way to get your music out there once you've got it.
Yeah, you have to have something. You can't just put anything out there and think it'll stick. Yeah. Hey, Josco Plumbing, yo.
I could use a good plumber right now.
Me too.
What's that a term for?
No, I'm serious. You aren't anywhere near the Myrtle Beach area, are you? So I guess we'll have to get into like influences, and obviously I think Van Halen is an influence. Would I be correct in that
Just a
assumption?
little bit. Just a little bit.
Well, influences. I'm going to give you the the cheesiest answer first, but it's the most true answer. Is the biggest influence on guitar playing and just music for me is my dad. He got me into guitar basically from the get-go. When I was 3.5 years old, I think that's when he started teaching me how to play. He got me into Van Halen when I was about 4 or 5 years old, and then I kind of started learning all of that. He showed me how to do the two-hand tapping thing, even though the guitars I was playing back then, I was so small that I couldn't even put my hands over the neck.
Wow.
After my dad, Eddie is the biggest Van Halen influence. Van Halen influence. You can tell it's late where I am.
Was it 2:30?
Eddie's the biggest guitar influence for me, but on top of that, I absolutely love Stevie Ray Vaughan. I love Jason Becker, Paul Gilbert, Guthrie Govan, all of those guys. Gary Moore, Hendrix. Although I know this is kind of like not the best thing to say, but Hendrix isn't like a massive influence for me. I really like I prefer the way he played chords over the way he plays solos, if that makes sense. So he would like play up and down pentatonics, like scales, but like make them kind of like chords and stuff. That kind of thing. I preferred that. But
yeah, the Motown chords that he does.
Yeah, all of that stuff. Like Little Wing, that's incredible. I love that. I can listen to it every single day for the rest of my life and never get bored of it, kind of thing. There is a lot of other guitar players. I'll probably remember them when I'm not on this, and then I'll regret it. But yeah, a good friend of mine called Gav as well. He's a big influence on me because he was like, okay, so you like Van Halen, but I'm going to show you music that's all solos, and that's how I got into Paul Gilbert and all of those guys, because I never knew that instrumental music existed when I was a kid. I thought it was just all it had to have a singer and stuff. So when I found out that you could play songs that was just effectively a 4-minute long solo, that was right up my street, kind of thing. So.
Well, I agree with you with Paul Gilbert. I think he's probably got the best right hand on the planet.
Oh yeah,
play guitar. His picking hand is ridiculous.
Yeah.
This stuff is super clean. It's fast picking and just super accurate, and a lot of dynamics in there too.
I think Jason Becker doesn't get enough credit for his guitar playing. I mean, unfortunately, he got ALS, but I don't think if he hadn't got that, he probably would be one of the best guitar players, if not the best in the world at the moment. I think, because I mean,
I agree.
Yeah, I think we all agree on that.
Yeah, he was playing mind-blowing stuff at the age of like 18. It was ridiculous. Yeah.
And how fast did he have to learn the Roth stuff during his tryout? Like, it was super. He didn't have much time to learn that stuff, and he learned it.
Yeah, he was great. Plus, I mean, it's not just like his solo stuff. The way that he would like compose music as well. You can clearly tell that he had a classical background.
Him and Friedman with Cacophony. I think that's how you say it. Yeah, I would love to hear that stuff remixed, because it's like super. This has that typical 80s, mix. Everything's like reverbed out and wet. I'd love to hear that stuff kind of, a little more modern.
Cacophony's incredible. The only thing I'm not a fan of for the band is the vocalist, because for some reason they never used to give these shred bands a very good vocalist. But I guess that wasn't the main focus of the band, I suppose.
No, it was all gymnastics with the that stuff, like Nitro with Michael Anthony, Michelangelo, and stuff like that. Like, it was just, everybody had to do just crazy stuff, man.
Yeah.
And speaking of Jason Becker, real quick, they're actually looking for a part-time assistant caregiver. So if you live in the Richmond, California area, this is the post right here. Wow. Head on over to Jason Becker's Facebook, and you can read up. So
yeah, do that.
Yeah, I've known Jason for years, and he's amazing. His whole family, his friends, just incredible.
Yeah, Jason's he's a really cool guy.
So Cameron, again with the interrogation here.
Where were you?
Ask questions without seeming like I'm trying to, you know. When you say you started at what, 3 or 3.5?
Mm.
Did you play for a little while and then stop for a bunch of years and then pick it back up later, or did you just continue to play?
Well, when I first started playing, obviously my dad's a guitar player, but when he got married to my mum, he sold a lot of his guitar stuff, you know, just to pay for things when they got a house together and stuff. So I think I would need to ask him, but my mum bought him a Spanish acoustic, you know, the nylon strings thing. So that was the guitar that was in the house. And when I showed interest, because once he started showing me stuff, you know, I'd sit and play an E chord for hours until I could play it properly without, you know, missing notes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Once I started doing that, my parents bought me like a tiny little 3/4 length guitar that, you know, I could play that wasn't too big. But then I was super into guitar. I kept on asking, you know, for an electric guitar for my birthday or something, but they would never actually get me one because they thought it would be like a passing fad. Because, you know, being a kid, I was into things like, you know, the PlayStation and all that sort of stuff. So I eventually got an electric guitar, and ever since then, I was just completely obsessed. It was a red Fender Squire. I absolutely loved it. The only thing that was annoying is I was trying to learn Van Halen stuff, so I'm diving the bar and the strings were like falling off. It was a great guitar.
Do you still have it?
I do actually. My dad spray painted it red, not red, white, and black and white, like the Frankenstrat. And the first time he spray painted it like that for me, but it's up the attic somewhere. I've not seen it for a long time.
But that's cool that you still have your first, you know, guitar that you like learned all your stuff on. That's really cool.
I still have my very first ever guitar, the 3/4 length acoustic. I've still got that. I don't think I'll ever sell that guitar. After that, on my 10th birthday, my parents bought me one of those Music Yo Kramer guitars from a local guitar shop. And after that, that was it. I just became totally obsessed. Guitar was all day, every day, and it's been like that since I was like 9. So, you know, I'm 23 now, and it's not changed.
Man, very cool.
Yeah.
Michael Smith had a question in the chat. He said, well, I'm going to paraphrase because I can't find it. Who was your biggest influence that made you pick up the guitar?
Probably Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie and my dad kind of thing, because I used to watch my dad play guitar every single night, and it was mind blowing to me that you could make a bit of wood make noise like that, you know.
Sure.
But after that, definitely Eddie. You know, just watching the Panama music video and like the Hot for Teacher music video, I was like, that's what I want to do when I grow up.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. I
I
think
remember thinking, wow, that cafeteria table is long.
yeah.
The Hot for Teacher video made me want to go to school.
Do you remember like how old you were and when like when you actually started to get better than your dad, and does he remember that?
Well, that's a funny story. My dad's, I basically watched Live Without a Net every single night after school. And there's, you know, obviously everybody in here knows the solo from that. That's basically how I learned guitar, because I would like watch it, rewind it, try and copy it, watch it, and just keep on repeating that over and over again. And there was one night I was playing it, and my dad came up the stairs, and he was like, Cameron, it's, you know, 10:30, go and turn that off, kind of thing. But it was actually me playing the guitar. And then he said to me, he was like, oh God, this happens. Okay, now you need to start teaching me. I think I was about, you know, 11 or 12 at that point. I could play. Oh, wow. It's funny, I don't know what you guys call it, but over here we have like primary school. So I would have been about 10 or something. We had like a
grammar school here. Grammar school.
Right. So I had a talent show when I was about 10 years old, and I played Eruption on my squire at the school. So that was a fun moment for me. Even though the guitar was like completely out of tune at the end, I felt like a rock star whilst I did it. So it was super fun.
Oh man, that's cool.
That's cool. Liquid Charlie asks, "What's your favorite Van Halen solo and favorite riff?"
Oh man,
that's a question and a half. My favorite Van Halen riff, apart from Panama, I don't know. I feel like that's quite a generic answer to give. I'd probably say "Something to Get Me a Doctor." Just
awesome.
it's so raw. And I don't feel like the second Van Halen album gets enough love. I'd probably say my favorite Van Halen solo is, well, it's not one, it's like all the solos off from I'm the One. Because that song is absolutely wild.
Yeah, it is.
You know, just the guitar playing and that, mental. So yeah, that's probably my favorite one. In terms of live solos, it's the Live Without a Net solo. You know, the big Eruption one. That one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the solo that made me really love the 5150 guitar.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You know, funny that you mentioned "I'm the One." That solo was so good that he copped it again almost exactly on "Source of Infection."
Yeah. I'll need to check that out.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna have to check that out. That's one of those songs. The rhythm, you know, the main guitar track, the riff. I've seen very few people play that correctly, and it is tricky, the rhythm pattern and the way he picks it. But that's one of those songs, man. You're like, how was this 1978 that this album came out? That's the big thing for me is when you listen back to that record, think of what else was going on then. There was nothing like his guitar playing then.
But you got to even think it was like more like 1974 or 75 when he wrote that.
I try to think about that sometimes, and it blows my mind. I mean, I was brought up well after all that stuff happened, but I often think, you know, I say to my dad all the time, like, what was it like when you first heard Van Halen? You know, like, that must have been ridiculous. Like, you know, hearing that on the radio for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, Butt Cheeks is here.
Hey.
We were talking about you before.
Yeah, were your butt cheeks burning?
Your butt cheeks ringing?
Nice. Johnny. On the ball with that one.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
So tell us about your favorite gear.
Well, we'd probably have to start off with the Sur guitars. The one that everybody sees me play on Instagram the majority of the time is this one here. This is a Battea Sasato signature guitar. It's like, I'm a huge fan of Super Strats, you know, that kind of, because I was brought up playing Ibanez and Charvel and just all of that kind of thing, and this guitar basically does that, but everything about it's perfect. It doesn't go out of tune. You know, there's no intonation problems at all. It's such a great sounding guitar, and it's super versatile because you can play all of the, you know, the heavier stuff, you know, with the humbucker, but then if you want to play like the Stevie Ray Vaughan stuff, which I play all the time, you obviously got your two single coils here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I have no problem playing this guitar live. You know, every time you would play this live, you go out and you're confident. That, for me, that's a big thing when it comes to guitars, because you don't want to go on stage and be like, I really hope my guitar doesn't break tonight. Because that's happened to me, believe it or not, a bunch of times. It's rather embarrassing. So this one here is, it's like a Swiss Army knife, and then the other one, another Sur guitar. This one here is a custom modern, so it's a bit more kind of shred based, or, you know, metal based. That again, incredibly built. Just got everything that I love about it. You know, this is definitely my favorite guitar. Just to play it, it's a complete, like, it's effortless to play it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of amps, I'm probably the same as every single one of you guys. EVH amps are my favorite amps. I use a 50 watt, just the original, you know, the white one. Pedals, it's something that I still suck at. I use, what is it? A clean boost, a delay, chorus, and a reverb, and that's it. I'm pretty bad when it comes to setting up pedal boards, so I need to learn how to do that one. But yeah.
With your chops, you don't need pedals.
Well, that's, it's a funny thing. Again, when I was a kid, I used to ask my dad all the time, Dad, can I get a guitar pedal? And he said to me, well, he always said no. He was always like, no, you're not getting any pedals. And I used to get kind of bummed out. I was like, why not? And he'd say, learn to play with these first, and then you can use that stuff. Because he said, if you learn how to play with pedals, you rely on them too much. It's a fair point. I feel now looking back at it, I'm like, okay, I get that now. But when I was a kid, I was like, come on, man. Yeah. I enjoy using the Phase 90 and flanger and stuff like that, but there's a problem with me when I use those pedals is every time I see a striped pedal on my pedal board, I just want to play Van Halen riffs, and I'll get sidetracked from writing my own stuff. That's a big problem for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when you have a striped guitar, same thing, right?
Too right, man.
It's absolutely true. Absolutely true.
You want to tap everything.
Yeah.
Even when you don't have a guitar in your hand, you want to tap something.
Hey, Magic Jones, welcome. Clam Fingers is in the house.
That's the best name.
Well, you got Clam Fingers, Boner Jams. Those are some good ones.
Fleetwood Sack.
Yeah.
That's another name.
Cameron, can you pick up your main axe again real quick?
Yep. The black one or the other one?
The first one you showed, the 22 fret. Oh, I don't know if the other one was 22 as well. I just didn't see.
Yeah, this one's 22. Man.
So as far as the pickups in that those are just Sir pickups?
Yeah, so do you guys know Pete Thorne?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Mateus originally used to use a Pete Thorne pickup on his guitar, but for the kind of stuff that he plays, it was a bit too high gain. So they custom wound that one for him. These are MLs. Is it Michael Landau's?
Michael Landau, yeah. Those are great pickups.
Yeah, they're like perfect Strat pickups, but they're like dialed back a tiny bit so they don't like cut your head off with a mix. So yeah, that's it. There's no coil tapping or anything like that on this guitar. It's just like a classic design. The other one does have a coil tap, so you can split the humbuckers and make them singles, which really does come in handy sometimes. But yeah,
I would probably prefer the one in your hands.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the modern, but the standard like that, I love those guitars.
They're incredible guitars. I mean, I honestly can't fault them at all. Like I said, the first thing that I ever look for in a guitar, I can play guitars when the action's a bit higher or things like that. But see if the guitar doesn't stay in tune, I just put it straight back down and never touch it again, kind of thing. Like if I'm in a shop, it's a big problem for me. If a guitar doesn't stay in tune, I just totally fall out with it, kind of thing. And these stay in tune perfectly. So, yeah. But if anybody hasn't tried a Sir, I highly recommend you do.
Yeah, those are awesome. Flat Frets, welcome.
Oh, I thought you were asking them if those are flat frets.
No, there's somebody named Flat Frets in here.
Oh.
They're asking what guitar Dave is holding. Dave, is that you? Wait a minute. Is that your alternate? Is that your other account, Dave?
No. It's my custom shop ESP snakeskin. Real snake.
It's still alive.
You put the guitar down and it slithers away.
That's one of those things, like, it's not funny, but it is.
I know.
Everything I say is not funny, but it is.
Did it come with the boots to match? That's
David Ennis. You rock, man. David Ennis.
So what year is that guitar?
88.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah. It's
yeah. You need the boots and the hat and the trench coat and everything, man.
I have the hat.
and nothing underneath the trench coat.
Right. And
Yeah.
you know, you can
Take
actually
the snake out.
you can lift. You can if you need to lift weights, this will do it. About 13 pounds. This guitar. It's heavy.
What?
Damn.
What did that snake eat?
It's not the snake. It's like a George Lynch guitar. It's maple. It's an all maple body.
God.
It's heavy.
That's why he got so jacked. He wasn't lifting weights and doing steroids. He's just playing heavy ass guitars.
Yeah. All his guitars are heavy. Yeah.
Jesus.
Wow.
Like I have antennas.
There we go.
Mantennas.
Hey, Larry. Larry Riker's here. Good to see you.
Riker, number 2.
That's right. Number 1. He's number 1.
Oh, that's
Number
right. He's
2.
number 1.
Just be careful you don't step in number 2.
Number 1. I got to remember the Beavis and Butthead. Number
Yeah.
1. I got to take a number 2. So what other gear are you using besides the Sir guitars? And you had mentioned the EVH amps.
Well, I use, when I'm in the studio, an Axe Effects. It's a great tool to have, especially when, you know, I record a lot of music in my house, and if I had the 5150 cranked all the time, then I'd probably get in trouble with the neighbors. So the Axe Effects is great. Plus, like I said, I'm not a huge pedal guy. So you don't really need the pedals when you use an Axe Effects, so you just dial in the effects when you need them, kind of thing. So I use that. But in terms of rig, man, that's pretty much it. I'm quite a simple guy. I do use Strats sometimes, you know, like Fenders if I want the sort of original Stevie Ray Vaughan kind of, just like the authentic kind of tone. And I have used the Stripe series guitars to do a bit of recording as well, because that Wolfgang pickup really sounds good.
Yeah, those sound great.
Mm-hmm. So right sort of raw rock tone, and that's what you want. So, plus the detuner on the guitars is a genius invention.
It really is.
That brings me to my next question. On your Sir guitars, do the tremolos, are they floating or are they against the body?
So on the black one, it's against the body. I set it that way because I have the guitars set in E flat, the band that I'm in, but the other one is in standard, and that's like a floating trem. I do know that Sir offer those tremolo nose.
Yeah.
Everyone uses those, so yeah. I was thinking about getting one of those for the modern, but yeah. I mean, you know, when you tune a guitar, it's got like a floating trem, like maybe sometimes like an Ibanez or something like that. You have to tune it like loads of times before it stays in tune. The Sir guitars kind of just, they stay in tune. You know, you maybe have to do it like twice or something like that, and then it sits perfectly. You don't have to keep going back after like a restring. So yeah, I used to have like an allergy to floating trems though, because I was always scared in case I snapped a string live, because you can't keep playing.
Oh yeah, you're screwed.
Right. Yeah, that's the only downfall. But I got to tell you, you know, I have 4 Ibanez, 3 gems, and a radius type thing, Satriani type thing, and Jay will attest to this. They never go out of tune.
Oh yeah,
they never go out of tune.
Yeah.
One can sit here for a month. I'll pick it up and it's still in tune.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Once you've got those guitars set, they're bulletproof. I'm a huge fan of the old RGs. You know, like the,
oh yeah.
I've got a 1991 laser blue RG. That guitar needs a bit of setup now, because it's never had a setup in the whole time that it's been a guitar. But yeah, the guitars are great. Plus the necks, like this thing. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody asked the G. Butchnoff, almost set me off real quick. He said, I don't know if anybody can see the comment. I don't want to read it live because I don't want to get angry, but
what do you say?
He just said if I have my my guitar yet. I have to bite my
thumbnail.
Yeah. Oh man. Tube Supio just said he just bought his 4th RG 550, 1987. Damn.
Nice.
Oh man, that's amazing.
Stan Adams, what are you asking me? You just wrote, what is that, Dave? What is what? Why is that?
Why is that?
Yeah, why is that? What? Why is what? Did I say what I say? What did I even say?
Huh?
Huh?
Why?
Why what?
Why? Why? Where? What? Who's on where?
Yeah, I don't even know what I said.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe. Is it Joe Hervey? Yeah, I like fixed bridges. I like. I love Floyd's. I'm not.
Who's
I'm not
Floyd?
really. Huh? I love Floyd's. Floyd's bridge.
Floyd's Floyd?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm not really into the floating bridges myself because of the if you bust a string, you know, the thing is out of tune. You know.
You just don't like changing strings. That's why you don't want to use a floating bridge, because you're like, oh, if these 3-year-old strings break, I'm screwed. If these rusty strings break, he goes into a gig, inside his guitar case, there's like a bunch of, tetanus needle shots.
Yeah,
If you touch my guitar, you're going to need a shot.
yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, that's how you keep it so no one else, wants to play your guitar.
Uh huh. I certainly don't.
Uh-huh. Sheila Nelson's family, welcome.
Oh, Sheila.
Oh, I remember that song.
Great
man.
song, man.
What? Ready for the World.
That's who
That
sang
was-
that?
That was the band.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, the fact that you know that is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That's killer.
Yep.
So Stan Adams asks, are there trims better than Floyd's for tuning? That's excuse me, swallowed my saliva wrong.
Let's all not talk while Dave. Let's not help him out here.
That's a loaded question. When Floyd's are in tune, I think there's nothing better than a Floyd Rose. But for easy access tuning, I think just a regular Fender style trem. It's easy to tune. As long as you don't use the tremolo too much. I mean, you can, as long as you don't use it like you would use a Floyd Rose, they stay in tune pretty well. And if you have locking tuners on your guitar, they stay in tune very well.
Mm-hmm.
Liquid Charlie wants to know how much music theory you know, Cameron.
I know enough to get by, purely because I had to learn. I studied music performance at college, like I had said earlier, and part of that you had to learn theory. And I'm not going to lie, theory is like the most boring, dry, dull thing that I think I've ever sat down and tried to learn before. But it definitely comes in handy when you're trying to write songs. Once I learned the cage system on guitar, like looking at the neck and octaves and that really helped me learn how to break out of,
The box.
Yeah, just like sometimes you see people doing solos and it's like the scale's playing them. You're not playing the thing, like you're not playing it, it's playing you kind of thing. And that's probably what I used to be like. So I'd learned like a Phrygian like scale or something like that and just rip up and down that. Like I wouldn't have to do anything with it. But when I learned the cage system, that helped me break out of that box. So but I couldn't if you put me in like a jazz setup and was like, okay, sight read this piece whilst this singer sings, I'd just walk out because I wouldn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Hire someone else, guys. I'm gone. That's kind of what it would be like. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Music theory is definitely something that really helps.
Oh yeah.
Just it helps you just understand what's going on, and
I think it's definitely. I get that question a lot on Instagram. Everybody says to me, in order to play guitar, do you need to know theory? It's not a necessity to know it, but if you want to improve on guitar to, like a level like, like Guthrie or something like that, if that's your goal, then you really kind of need to know how to play some music theory, like how to learn how to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And not just guitar either. You know, let's say you're in a band. It helps the band communicate to each other.
Yeah.
You know what they're trying to do or learn or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a whole other language.
Yeah.
You know. And
Real quick, I just want to wish Michael Smith a happy birthday. Today's his birthday.
Oh,
it is.
Yeah.
Michael Smith. To you. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Happy birthday, Michael.
Yes, Michael.
So the whole theory thing brings you back to a question that I love asking people, especially guitar players. When you're writing, like if you're like, okay, I have this section of music that I have to put a solo over, do you kind of like go through it in your head and kind of come up with a melody and then try to translate that to your fingers? Or do you kind of like noodle around until you find something?
I think I do a bit of both. What I'll do when I'm recording a solo for like, you know, the band or something like that, I'll listen to the chord changes and I'll just hang over the top of it until I find, you know, like a melody that I like, and then I'll kind of start to sort of put the theory in it to see where I can, you know, add something a bit cooler, you know, just to try and sort of break out of the box and make it a bit more unique instead of making every single solo that I play sound the exact same. So it definitely comes in handy with that. But sometimes, you know, sometimes when I write a solo, I don't like it as much as the one that I improvise because it was just in the moment and I enjoyed that. But then what I'll do is I'll learn that solo back and maybe try and improve on it. If that makes sense.
No, it totally does, man. It's just, I love hearing how different guitar players, you know, write different things. Because, I mean, I don't, you know, not this is about me or anything, but I know zero theory. I know the open strings and a few of the frets, but, you know, I know a couple things, but, you know, if you told me to play a
D chord,
you know, I'd be like, what are you talking about? You know, I
know
like
the one that sounds like this.
Yeah.
Well, the cage system is a pretty simple thing to kind of grasp. It's kind of just like looking at the guitar in boxes. You know? Obviously, I mean, if I grab the guitar here, you know, ignore the weird noises my chair is making, by the way. I'm just going to...
Oh, sure. Blame it on the chair. I know we all had tacos tonight.
Yeah.
Man,
so
I don't know why you can't just admit it like I do. When I'm farting, I just say I'm farting.
Oh, man. So the cage system, if you say you start at like, you know, A on the 5th fret, you just go up the whole neck in octaves kind of thing, and then you put your, you know, the way to learn it is by putting the 5 pentatonic shapes in those boxes kind of thing, you know? And then once you know those shapes, you can go from one shape to another one, just from like here to here, and then, you know, you'll learn that it just starts again up here kind of thing. So what you're playing here is the exact same thing that you play there. So if you wanted to go back down one, even though you're there, you just kind of go back the same way that you would up here, and that really opens up the neck to you. But the problem I have when I try and talk about this stuff is I suck at teaching guitar. So what I've said probably didn't make any sense, and real guitar teachers are probably watching me say this, and they're probably like, "Oh my god, man!"
Well, teaching guitar is a whole nother ball game. I know, you know, my wife thinks I should teach guitar. I'm like, Jeannie, I could teach people how to play like Metallica songs, but as far as like teaching them any kind of theory or technique, like I don't know how to translate any of that stuff, you know?
What?
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know much theory either. I mean, I know I can get by. That's about it. But you know, I just I don't know. I learned the boxes way back when, and I know what sounds good to my ears. I play it. But I mean, you know, I can tell you where the notes are on the guitar, but I don't know, you know, I can't tell you why.
I think there's like a fine balance between someone who knows too much theory and someone who knows like enough. If you see a guitar player, you know, playing too much theory, you can tell, or playing with too much theory. So it's like with me, not to get down on jazz guys, but it just doesn't sound right to me at all.
No, And generally, they're bedroom players.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
You know, jazz just maybe when I'm older, I'll maybe be able to enjoy it or something. But when I hear it now, I'm just like, none of this makes any sense. I don't like it. Do you know what I mean? It just sounds to me like someone's just playing random notes over a guitar neck, and you know, because that's cool or something. You know, I don't get it. But
Avant-garde.
exactly.
Yeah. But you know, you just brought up a good point, the whole too much theory thing. And I would love to get him on this show. And I love Joe Satriani.
Mm-hmm.
But he did a lesson like for Guitar World or something, maybe a year ago, whatever it was, year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he talks about writing solos and stuff like that over, chords and stuff. And he's like, okay, so this is the chord. So it's in this. And he basically like knows already just from the chord shape and what notes are in the chord, what mode it's going to be in and all this stuff. And almost like it's like mathematically figured out what notes he's going to play. And to me, I mean, that's music, but that's not musical. And I don't know if that makes any sense. And people might crucify me for that because it's Joe Satriani. He's one of the greatest guitar players. But I just feel like sometimes thinking outside of that is like, hey, this note shouldn't work, but wow, it does. It brings something else to it.
I remember having an argument with a theory teacher when I was at college about that because they said you can't do that. But I was playing guitar and I played like a solo for one of these things I had to record, just for like some exam or something. And he was like, no, you can't play that note there because it's not in this scale. It doesn't fit with that. And I'm like, but it sounds cool. And he's like, well, it might sound cool, but it's not musically right. And I was like, well, if it sounds cool, then it is right, So like, shut up.
Yeah, I agree.
Man.
I agree wholeheartedly. And as far as the thing with Joe Satriani, Jay, I mean, yeah, he's very he's very theory based, but he's also very bluesy based. And I got to tell you, when you hear him play live, he plays more bluesy scales and more from the heart than he does technical. He just does it really well. There's no mistakes. But if you listen to him live, he's really more of a blues guitar player with high gain and some chops.
But he's definitely gotten. I know a lot of his music, even back in the day. There was a lot of blues influence and stuff like that. But I definitely prefer his older stuff because it's more rock, hard rock, and now it's shifted as his career's gone on. Now it's like so much blues, and some of his songs are almost like they feel like jams as opposed to thought out songs. And I kind of prefer the thought out process of like, writing something and going through it as opposed to just like playing blue. I don't know. I don't want to get on a tangent about that because I love Joe Satriani. But I prefer his old stuff.
Okay.
I mean, I would love to have him teach me. Then again, Kirk Hammett got worse when he got lessons from Joe Satriani. So
he was never good, Jay. He was never good. I hope to God he watches our show and so he could see the disgust in my face. How I cannot believe that he is so famous. Just cannot believe it. When you got guys like Cameron Brown here that deserve to be in, millionaire, times a billion, just because of his, the way he plays, his, he's such a great player.
Thanks very much.
Well, the Liquid Charlies, the guys like that, you guys deserve to be, in famous bands playing out and making, a shitload of money. You deserve it. You put in the time. Guys like, Kirk Hammett. Oh my God. He still needs to learn he needs vibrato lessons. It's horrible.
Hey, Boner Jams is in the house.
Hey, Boner.
Johnny's going to delete that whole last part.
Huh? Oh, I wasn't here. Sorry, I had to take Howie out. But
Why? Because I speak my mind?
No. Kirk Wamit.
Kirk
Uh-huh.
vomit.
I've been tagging Jay in all the Metallica stuff. You know, they just played at the what do you call it?
Some basketball
Was
game.
it Oakland?
I
Was it?
don't
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was Oakland. Yeah, yeah, they
the,
did.
the national anthem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't
did
stand basketball anymore. So I saw the video you posted of them like doing a run through or whatever. I mean, it was cool. You know, Kirk with his new signature wah.
Mm-hmm.
Did he have it tied to his feet?
Like his sandals, his wah pedal sandals.
Mm-hmm. It was the Golden State Warriors. Also, Dave and Jay, did you guys see last night?
I watched it. Yeah.
What?
I watched the Steve
you know
Vai thing.
Yeah. Oh, you were watching it?
Oh.
Yeah, I watched it.
When I tuned in, I guess they were just ending, and so I tagged you guys in it. Yeah,
awesome.
Steve Vai was live last night, and that guitar he was playing at the end of the show looked pretty cool. Did you see it?
I didn't watch the end. What did it look like?
It was I don't know. It was one I'd never seen before.
Oh, okay. Was it a gem guitar or was it a funny shape? What was it?
I don't know. Yeah, it was probably a gem.
Is it going to be the new gem or something?
But it was a different graphic.
Oh, it had graphics on it. It's 3 single coils. It's not a gem. It was a custom guitar. Ivan has made 2 of them for him for the Hendrix Experience tour. I think I think the one that he played was called Cherry Blossom. He had graphics all over it that he painted himself or he drew on it by himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like the front had looked different than the rest of it. You could see the sides, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool guitar.
Mm-hmm.
So what other gear is Cameron using? I know daddario strings, right?
Yep. I just got a package off of those guys today. They make these like solderless pedal board kits. So you basically get to cut the wire as much as you want it to be, you know, to fit your pedal board, and you don't have to solder it. You just like stick it in and it works, kind of thing. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of time because I can solder things, but I don't do a very neat job when I do it. So it definitely saved me the stress from that one.
Mm-hmm. And burnt fingers.
Yeah.
Oh, man, yeah, I know about that.
I have a funny story. Do you know the Kramer that you guys have seen me play on Facebook and stuff? The stripe. When my dad painted that guitar for me, because it wasn't originally like that. It was just a red color. So when he painted it for me, and I got it home, and I was putting the pickup back in it. When I was soldering it, a bit of the solder dropped off and basically burnt all the paint that was in the back of where the springs are for the trim.
Mm-hmm.
That first day I got it back and I did that. So that's some authentic Velican right there for you.
Talking about this one?
That one, yeah. On the back of that guitar, it's actually all burnt because I dropped the solder on it and it had just been freshly painted. So, yep.
Look at those fingers floating.
That's a great guitar. It's got a.
Can I have the audio playing from this? What is it? Are you just jamming your own stuff or in the vein of Van Halen?
Yeah, it's kind of like a sort of Live Without a Net ripoff.
Yeah, you play it back, but it's gonna get flagged.
No, I don't think so. Not if it's just a solo, unless it's a song.
Go back to it.
Eruption is a song.
Yeah, but that's not. He didn't play Eruption.
Come on, focus.
Focus here.
That's probably my favorite Van Halen riff right there.
Yeah, me too.
It's so hard to play it.
I learned it off the Ice Cream Man. So he does it on that, and he does it on Beat It as well.
Mm-hmm. That's Spanish Fly though. So
It isn't though, because he changed the part
Yeah,
of
he's
it.
switching it up a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a part that's not. If he's playing Spanish Fly, it's incorrect to the record, but he could still do it on here.
Yeah.
Awesome, just awesome playing.
Where's my favorite? Hold on a second. I'm gonna try to find the first video that I saw you in.
And what we were using the THR 10X on those or no?
That was the Axe effects for that one, man.
Oh wow, really?
Mm-hmm.
It was one when you were in your backyard.
Yep.
With a hold on, I don't want to give it away yet. You know, people are gonna see this video and they're gonna realize, they're gonna be like, oh, I know who this is. The pink hoodie.
Yep. Got a pink nose in that video as well because it was absolutely freezing that day.
What's that green ball floating in the background? That might be the first video I saw. I was like, who's this dude in the pink hoodie?
Man, that's great.
wow, awesome.
A lot of guys think
Awesome,
that my guitar, my Kramer, they think that I've relicked the neck, but that's just years and years of playing. That's not actually relicked or anything like that. It's just disgusting. So I've just never cleaned it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the best way to do it, man.
You're right.
Well, I found Cameron's secrets, or Cameron's secret to how he plays so well. Let's see if it can zoom in on, where is it? Oh, there it is. He eats shreddies.
Yep.
That's the secret. Right there.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
follow Cameron on Instagram and all other social media.
Unfortunately, Shreddy's never endorsed me for that video, so I'm gonna have to delete it. But
You can sign a waiver later.
Booner Jams, thank you. Although your message got deleted or something.
Took his money back.
I don't know what happened.
What is going on here?
What do you mean?
No, I'm just reading some of the comments. I want to dirty my fretboard. I want to dirty your fretboard. Something about a dirty neck. What?
I don't know. Mine's pretty clean.
Michael Smith says, ask Cameron if he could go over his live setup and what does he use to record. Didn't we talk about that?
We covered it. Yeah.
Turn your volume up, Michael.
Yeah. Stop drinking. I know it's your birthday, but come on.
So Dave mentioned something to me a couple weeks ago, and he said every time he picks up a guitar, he plays the same riff. Do you do the same thing? Like when you pick up a guitar for the first time of the day or something, is there a go-to riff that you like always, or a lick that you always just fire up right off the bat?
I guess it depends on what music I've been listening to at the time. If I've been listening to Van Halen, it's usually Panama. If I've been listening to, Stevie Ray Vaughan, it's Pride and Joy, because everybody has to play that song. The one recently that always gets me is, for some reason I'm always playing it, but it's the Gravity intro riff, that John Mayer song.
Mm-hmm. Great guitar player.
Yeah, every single time I pick up the guitar recently, it's either that or Slow Dancing in a Burning Room.
Oh, what a great song.
Yeah.
That's my favorite song that he does.
So it's either one of those three. It just depends on which one of those artists I'm listening to at the time.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Yep.
Steve Carmichael.
Hey, Steve Carmichael, welcome, man. Oh, what is the music scene like, Cameron? Where you're at? Do you get to play? Do you get to play out much? And are there clubs?
Yeah, well, first off, the music scene in Scotland is terrible. You either have indie bands, you have, like cover bands, or you have like the heaviest of heavy rock, like screaming metal, death stuff.
Black metal.
There's no in between, and the music venue in Edinburgh is kind of dying at the moment. It's like every music venue is getting shut and turned into a hotel or a restaurant and things like that. So it's not doing too good over here at all, unfortunately.
That's a shame.
I don't play as much now as I used to because I had left being in a band and stuff like that a while back. I've just joined one, so I'll probably be playing more gigs soon. But when I was a teenager, I was playing gigs, multiple gigs every week. And it was good fun. It was great to get out, and because there's nothing like playing live. Even if you're playing in front of like 20 people, it's still great. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Playing live is awesome. It's a lot of fun.
I've had a funny thing that happened once. We were playing a gig, so everybody says you always have to have that one gig that sucks. So we played a gig in Edinburgh, and the only people in the audience were the other guitar player's parents and a homeless guy that came in. He didn't have a clue what we were playing or anything like that. He just came in and started dancing. So like my other guitar player's parents were standing over here, and the homeless guy was standing right in front of me. He was a great dude. But that's it. That was the whole crowd that we had that night. So
Man,
rock and roll.
I've had those too. I've had those. It's crazy when the number of the members of the band, outnumber the people in the crowd. It's scary.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's much easier to play in front of more people, because when you're playing in front of like two guys, you can feel them staring at you.
Oh yeah. Some people don't understand that. It's like the more people. Yeah, I mean, not that I've ever done it, but I would probably feel more comfortable playing in front of like 20,000 than 20.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you're right. It's just like, yes, oh yeah, instead of like people just staring at you like these guys suck.
It's easier if you can't even see the people.
Yep.
You can always tell when there's another guitar player in the audience watching you, because he'll stand like this, and if you make a mistake, he'll go like,
yeah, point to his buddy. Yep.
Yeah, that's what he does. So, yeah,
you know how often I do that to my wife when her and I go to shows. I'm like, you hear that drum fill? That wasn't right. You effed that up so bad right there. She's like, would you just watch the damn thing? Yeah.
Man. Hey, Sean C. Welcome.
Well, tonight we're gonna bring back rapid fire.
Oh,
I'm gonna rip off some questions in a few minutes, not right now. I'm gonna rip off some questions. I'm gonna set a timer, rip off some questions, and you're gonna answer, Cameron. Either or.
Fun. This is the part where I'm gonna get in trouble, eh?
I didn't put anything that what's the word I'm looking for? Controversial on here. I try to like keep it light and fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll be right back, and then before we let you go, we'll I gotta go pee. That's why.
Crazy.
Yeah. See, this is where it gets uncomfortable, because now you got two guys, only two guys looking at you.
Yeah, that's
all good.
Oh, speaking of those gigs, though, I played a gig one time where my band showed up, and we didn't know that the gig was canceled. So they let us in, and there was no other bands or nobody there, but they let us play anyway.
Whoa.
And I remember, like, it was my parents, and then maybe like the same thing, like some dude walked in. And I remember there was a meme years ago where they're like, there's nobody there, and they're like, we'd like to thank, Dave, for showing up. Do you remember that?
It's true. Same, man. It's like you know, a musician will pack $5,000 worth of gear into a $500 car to go play for $5.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, I got paid £1. You know, here once for a gig, the band got paid £5, and there was 5 members in the band, so we all left the gig after our show with £1 each. It wasn't even enough for the parking, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
I guess you have to go through that. So it's kind of like an apprenticeship.
Mm-hmm. And if you use up your drink tickets, you know, you end up having to, you know, pay for all the drinks and stuff, and
Yeah, you end up owing money.
It was like the Blues Brothers. Didn't they show up for a gig and they used up all of their money and they split?
Pay for the night tonight is $200, but you guys drank $300 of beer, so you owe me $100.
Oh man!
I'll be right back. I'll take a collection from the band.
Yeah, yep, that's right. Oh, that's such a great movie, man.
Yeah, Sean, see, I am wearing pants. They're shorts. I'm wearing shorts. I wouldn't show up to a show with no pants on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And my pants are like are the same color as my skin, so it looks like I'm not wearing pants, too. You know.
Well, there you go. Cameron, on the other hand, is not wearing any pants.
No, that's why I'm not standing up.
It's late enough. Yeah. Yeah. You ever seen that movie, Cameron? The Blues Brothers?
Probably, man. Probably.
It's Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so bad at like remembering movies and stuff. You know, I could watch a movie like last week, and you'd be like, "Oh man, have you seen that movie?" And I'll be like,
Yeah, great movie. You should check it out again. It's a must for musicians.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's another one of those great, like, what you've seen Spinal Tap, right?
Too many things, man.
Yeah, it's another great must watch movie for music fans and musicians. And
I always wanted to play that Music Man that's on Spinal Tap.
Oh, with the what is it? 10 pickups? How many pickups are in that thing?
Oh,
it's an Albert Lee model with with a joystick on it, and yeah, very funny.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I remember that guitar.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has a name. I think there's a certain name for it. Speaking of that, we can is John Biel in here? We can find a picture of that guitar and put it in the Discord. See, that's what we do. That's what we do. That's what the Discord is for. And actually, there is a Music Man section in the Discord. And this is a joke.
It never gets old. Never gets old.
Yeah, we've got these weird sound machines that have all these like weird sounds on them. And somehow we associated this sound with every time someone says the word Discord. So that's why we do that. There we go, John Biel. Awesome. He's on it.
Is it rapid fire time?
Yeah, sure.
What the heck?
What, was it just rapid fire in the bathroom?
No. It's chapstick time.
Oh.
John Biel. It's called Mr. Horsepower. That's the name of the Spinal Tap Music Man guitar. I think actually he played that on like their reunion. Spinal Tap did a reunion in like '92. They did a tour, and I think that's when he played that guitar.
It makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they made a record.
Had songs on it.
Mm-hmm. Music video. They had a music video, I remember.
Had people in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. So do the rapid fire, Jay.
All right, I'm going to add a question here.
Oh, he's adding a question.
Oops. If I can spell or type, that'd be nice. All right. Cameron.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
As
I'm
ready
ask
as-
you some questions. Want to have that answered immediately?
Do that again.
I can't. All right, so it's basically either or. I'm going to mention two things, and you're going to pick one.
And come
Okay.
back to the carpet.
And I guess if you really don't want to pick one, there's nothing on here that's going to get you in trouble. I don't think. No.
I've been in trouble on social media a bunch of times for things I've said. So.
All right, let's start off with a very important one, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Start the timer now. Van Halen 1 or 5150?
Van Halen one.
Sammy or Dave?
Oh, both.
Okay, all right. Football, American football or soccer?
Soccer.
Led Zeppelin or AC/DC?
Led Zeppelin.
Hendrix or Satriani?
Hendrix.
McLaughlin or McLaughlin?
McLaughlin.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Belt or suspenders?
Oh man, that just depends on me. No, I'd say belt.
Terminator 1 or Terminator 2?
2.
Pop-Tarts or toaster strudels?
I have no idea which either one of those things
Oh,
are.
you gotta go pop rock. Stay with the original.
CD or vinyl?
Vinyl.
What? Blonde or brunette?
Blondes have got me in trouble, so brunette.
Butts or boobs?
Oh.
The Bumblebee or original Van Halen 1 Frankenstrat?
Original Van Halen 1 Frankenstrat.
Ketchup or mustard?
Ketchup.
Stratocaster or Telecaster?
Strat.
Metallica or Megadeth?
Megadeth.
Stratocaster. I already read that one. Regular Doritos or Cool Ranch Doritos?
Oh, Cool Ranch ones.
Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Cheddar or Swiss?
Cheddar.
Christmas or Halloween?
Christmas.
Rap music or country music?
Rap music.
Oh God.
Hulk Hogan or The Rock?
The Rock, because Hulk Hogan's beard scares me.
Boxers or tighty whities? Hurt one at a time.
What was that one?
Boxers or tighty whities?
Boxers, man. Sorry, I was confused about the question there.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Johnny Beane or Dave Nesdall? Sorry, we're out of time. Out of
Both.
time. Not enough time to answer that question. We'll have to wait till the next time you're on to pick Johnny Beane or David Nesdall. We left off with that one.
Versus.
I know who I'm picking in that one.
I think I need to save myself, by the way. I do like country music, but I listen to rap more than I do listen to country music. So, like, so I'm a massive fan of like Roger Miller, Johnny Cash, Brad Paisley, all of those guys. But I'm
It's
also,
just real music. You know, it's real instruments being played. That's why I like it better.
when I say rap, I mean like old school rap, not this
Oh, okay.
stuff that we've got today. I can't stand many of the rap nowadays. But if you're talking about like Biggie Smalls, Tupac, Eminem, stuff like that, I like all those guys.
NWA, yeah.
Yeah.
Beastie Boys.
What's that other guy? Is it Tone Loc? You guys remember him?
Don't look, yeah, sure. With the Van Halen riff,
Yeah.
Jamie's crying in the background.
Yeah. I think
Mike
that's-
Keith wants to know what your score was. There was a few surprises on there. Didn't you pick suspenders over belt?
yeah, I said that for a joke, man. Yeah. Which one surprised you?
So a Pop-Tart. You don't know what a Pop-Tart is?
No.
Wow.
Well,
Okay.
tell him what a Pop-Tart is.
It's like a how would you describe like a breakfast pastry?
Yes, it's a puffed pastry with like jelly in the middle or chocolate in the middle. You toast it in your toaster oven, and it has like a glaze on it on top.
Wow, I need to try that.
It's like heaven on earth.
When I go to America, I'll make sure that I get both of those things that you said, Pop-Tart, and what was the other one?
a toaster strudel, but
No,
that
no. When you get to America, you need to have a chocolate-filled croissant.
croissant.
Oh my God!
Isn't that what they call them?
I call it a croissant.
I know, so do I. I'm just saying.
Or if you don't really know what it's called, they call it a crescent.
Oh, Boner Jams is back. That's actually not correct, the line that he put, but it's close enough.
Best music movie, Bill and Ted's. You may be a king or a little street sweeper, but sooner.
Dancing with the Reaper.
You might be a king or a little street sweeper, but sooner or later you dance with the Reaper. That's what the real line is in the movie. Bless you. Nobody's ever heard of toaster strudels? Come on, man.
I have.
Sure.
I have. Yeah, it comes with some sort of something that you put on the top.
The little pouch of Peter North sauce.
Oh, Jesus.
You put like frosting on it.
I don't think they have that in the UK, at least not in Scotland that I've ever seen.
Yeah, both those things they're too sweet.
Here.
I can't do them.
Here's the box art, the toaster strudel with the Pillsbury fat ass. Actually, he's pretty cute.
I've never seen those in my life, man.
All right, let me pull up a Pop-Tart and see if you know that.
Pull up a Pop-Tart.
Let me pull out a Pop-Tart.
What does that mean? That's an expression
Yeah,
of something else.
That's code for something. Yeah.
So you got to drop a Pop-Tart.
Pop-Tart.
74 people watching and 40 thumbs up.
We can do better than that.
Yeah. Leave a thumbs up, everybody.
Cameron, you don't know what a Pop-Tart is?
No, I've never seen those either, man.
All right, put your address in the chat and we'll all send it.
Someone says someone probably has real food instead of those fake ass pastries. Man, we eat something called haggis, and if you Google
haggis.
What is that? That's my wife, by the way, that wrote that. What is it?
Like boiled beef or boiled something.
it's spices and stuff wrapped in I think it's a sheep's intestine.
Yeah.
How would you spell Haggis?
Yep, that's the one.
Dude, look at this.
This is nasty.
Is this real?
Yeah, it's real. It's real. God.
What? So it's just like shredded beef in there?
It's not shredded.
Did you have that for dinner tonight?
I've not actually eaten that for years. We eat it like once a year on this like night called like Robbie Burns night. That's Robert Burns night.
You enjoy it?
To be honest with you, I'd rather eat a pizza. But
now you talking?
Yeah.
Oh no!
What is the thing that it's in?
It's like an intestine, man, or like a stomach.
What is that?
Wait a minute.
I'm
sure it's delicious.
I zoomed in on it. Look at that.
It's not delicious.
Because I know there are things supposedly that like, don't look delicious, but they are. But I don't know, man.
Yeah, I definitely stick to pizza over haggis, but
Oh, a Scottish dish consisting of a sheep or calf's offal. What the hell's that? Mixed with
no, it's not awful. It's awful.
Yeah. Oh, and a boiled in a bag, traditionally one made of the animal's stomach. Oh,
oh, I just snorted.
it's
That's
a delicacy.
funny.
Wow, man. So there's people that love that, huh?
yeah, it's like black pudding as well. Do you know what that is?
Black pudding?
Yep.
Is that like blood pudding?
Yep. They usually put them both together, like haggis and black pudding or blood pudding.
Hey, Johnny.
Uh-huh.
I just got a message from Jason McNamara. He asks if we can send him the link. He wants to jump in and say hi to Cameron for a few minutes. Cameron's probably dying to split right now. It's what is it, 4 a.m. over by you right now?
It's 2:30, but I'm good, man. I'm good.
Oh, what was that? Okay. Let me
Is there anything else you want to talk about real quick, Cameron, before
I mean, just if you guys have got any questions, just hit me up with them. I do have one Van Halen guitar with me tonight if you want to see that.
Yeah.
Yes,
Hell
of course. Oh, I know what it is.
It's this one here. This is a 91 Eddie Van Halen Music Man, I think. It plays like a dream, but the story behind this guitar, not to get the chat depressing or anything like that, but my dad had cancer last year, and for a while it wasn't looking very good. He's always wanted one of these guitars ever since I was a kid. They had posters of it, like magazines with this on the front cover, like especially, was it Guitar World magazine where Eddie had the purple one?
Sure.
I think. So I saw this when my dad was in hospital getting chemotherapy. Oh no, sorry, it wasn't chemotherapy. It was when he got his tumor removed, and this was hanging up in a guitar shop where I stayed. So I bought it for him as a surprise for when he came out of hospital. So I don't really play it too much because my dad likes to keep his guitars in pristine condition. Whereas when I play them, the necks go like Johnny's Music Man neck. And there's, I scratch the back of them with belts and everything like that. It's not good, but I wouldn't want to do that to this guitar, but it plays like an absolute dream. You wouldn't think it was like this guitar is older than me. You wouldn't think that by looking at it, so.
It's got a beautiful top on that.
Yeah, it's like a really nice coat on the top. I do have an Axis, Music Man Axis, but you can definitely tell the difference between the two. I've put them both together and played them both. I think the neck on this is actually a little thicker here than it is on the Axis for some reason, or it's a little bit thicker than mine's, but up here the string kind of slips off a little bit because it's not as wide.
Yeah, because the edges are rolled. They're really rolled, so there's not a lot of room for the E strings. That's the only downfall with those Music Man guitars.
Yeah.
With the Eddie Van Halens, anyway.
A great guitar, though.
They're really.
Hey, man.
Jason.
What? That's a great story. And Shauna Marie says, "What a sweet son."
Yeah. Just a sweet human being, not just son.
Well, I had to pay him back for all the years that he's had to put up with me, so.
I get it.
That's cool, man.
Cameron is so not difficult to put up with. Him and I talk a lot. He calls me, I call him. We chat quite a lot. He's a sweetheart, aren't you, mate?
Thanks very much, man.
Well, Jason, thank you for introducing us to Cameron.
That's all right. I'm glad you guys got to know him. I mean, this is the thing. It's rare that somebody comes along who's got a bullshit amount of talent like him, but is just a genuinely nice dude. Because you guys know what it's like. I mean, you guys have all met big famous names. Most of you have met Eddie and various people. When people are like building up and like they're just starting to get something, they usually become complete tools. And it's not usually until they become a real major somebody, or they always were a decent guy and then become a real major somebody, that they're a really good human being. And there's a lot of people on the in-between that are just terrible. But Cam's not one of them. He's an awesomely nice guy.
I appreciate that a lot, man. Same
I
to
agree.
You. Everybody in the chat. Everybody in the video. I mean, and probably in the chat as well.
How much did Cameron pay you, Jason, to come on here and say that?
I'll pick up.
Quite a lot, actually. Yeah, he afforded me quite wealthy riches. You can tell by the threads that I'm wearing that I'm worth a fortune. I am actually here with a slight motive because the time is running out on this. For those of you out there who saw my thing a couple of weeks ago with this book, I managed to get hold of, you ready for this? And these things are freaking heavy. There's 320 pages plus covers on this thing. I'm going to use my super mega muscles. Oh, my God. I got 6 of them at the moment.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, Cam's buying one of them. I won't reveal the names of all the people who aren't in this chat. Dave has this. Mr. Nasdell, who's waving his arms, has put his name down for one. So that means 2 are gone. There's 4 left. I may end up keeping one for myself, so assumably that's going to be 3 left. Now, I did speak to a store that's a little bit of a trip for me that actually still has 1 left. And I spoke to the people who make these books, and they said that they are completely out of stock. They're not doing any reprints or anything, and they do that here in Japan. They won't reprint. They just go, here's a run of stuff. It's over. Thanks. You missed out. Bad luck. So for anybody who wants it, if you don't already know, this is from the Japan tours in 78 and 79. There are pictures galore in here of stuff that you ain't never seen before. And not only that, there are pictures of, like, if there was like one shot that was used, there's the shot before, the shot after, and so on and so forth. There's a bunch of stuff in here, even though there's a bunch of Japanese in here that even I can't read. I can speak it, but I can't read it. There are set lists here that are in English, which we went through last time I did this, so that you can see what tunes they were playing back on these tours. And there's a whole bunch of exclusive stuff in here. It's basically a picture book. So if you want to see rigs, like there's pictures there of the rigs. My whole point is, if you're interested in getting, well, it's interesting. He had, no, I thought that was mini Marshalls back then in 78 and 79, but I was wrong. It's the photo. Anyway. So if you want to get hold of this, it's real simple. It's going to cost you $100 American because I've got to include shipping. The shipping is actually more expensive than the book. I went and priced it at the post office yesterday.
Man.
Yeah, it's nuts. It is slightly more expensive to Europe and the UK and Scotland. Hey, laddie, foot late. Hey, now there's a quiz question. Do any of you guys, aside from Cameron, know what foot late means?
Nope.
Cameron, please, you're the Scotsman.
What did you say, man?
Foot late. Oh God, maybe I got it wrong. I thought it was. Isn't that that's an Aberdeen term, though, right?
Yeah, I'm from Edinburgh, man. I've actually never been to Aberdeen.
No, I just screwed the pooch on that one, didn't I?
Jason, Michael Smith says he'll take one of those books.
Yeah, who did? Sorry.
Michael Smith said he'll take one of those books.
So, Michael Smith, hit me up through Facebook. That's the best way to get a hold of me. You can also get me through Instagram if that's your preferred social media. So just look up Jason Video Music Tokyo, and you'll be able to find me. And I will try and source some more. If I've got a big number of people who contact me and say, dude, I need to get that book, then I will try and source some more. That's pretty much what I wanted to say, aside from saying how wonderful Cameron is and how good it's been to see you on this show, Cam. Really good seeing you tell your story.
It's been great finally getting to chat to all you guys and kind of see you face to face instead of Facebook Messenger. So I mean, I've been watching this for a long time, man. So thanks for introducing me to it.
I had to stop watching probably. That's right. I had to stop watching probably about an hour ago because I had to go and do some stuff. Did you tell them about how long you've actually been paying attention to Johnny on social media, like you told me the other day?
I don't know if I covered that. Well, I think I told Johnny the other day, but I've actually been watching Johnny on YouTube and Instagram since I was about 17. I remember the first video I saw was either like 2011, 2012, something like that. It was the first time I saw. It was, you know, the elephant trick that Eddie Van Halen does on his guitar. Johnny's got a YouTube video teaching how to do that, and that's when I first discovered your page. And then I saw on Instagram when they released the Stripe series guitars for the first time. Johnny standing at the NAMM show next to those things, and I was like, man, I've got to follow this guy. Like, you know, this guy knows, like, that kind of thing. So yeah, I saw Dave as well. I saw your replica on Facebook a while back, and I was like, is that a real guitar or is that a replica? I couldn't quite work it out.
Oh, which one?
You saw Dave's picture on a flyer in the post office?
It was the 5150 guitar.
Oh yeah.
Just basically after I saw that, I saw all your frameworks, and I was just like, man, what I'd do to have a go with those guitars, you know? So,
ooh.
not that way.
Only you would say that, Jay.
You talk about the elephant video. Those were the days where Johnny didn't show his face on YouTube, correct?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can see
because
It was a bit
yeah, because the camera I was using at the time, it didn't have. It was called a flip cam.
Mhm.
If you guys remember flips, I'll use this.
I was gonna say, you still have it. It's right there.
Well, I still have it, actually. I do still have it. But I would have to point the camera towards me, but I couldn't see what I was filming. That was back before you could do, selfie mode or whatever, right?
Mhm.
So I'd have to point it and then basically just play in front of the camera, just thinking, okay, maybe it's getting this, maybe it's getting that, and then yeah, you never saw my face. It wasn't until I started doing like vlogs and stuff.
But the cool thing about those videos that you used to do is like, even though it was out of, it was just because you couldn't see what you were doing. It actually was a cool idea. I mean, it was a great idea. It was like your bag. Everyone knew it was Johnny Beane because they saw your legs and your guitar in your hands, and that's it. Yeah, that's it. And it was like funny. It was like, mysterious, a bit mysterious and funny and cool. Because you're the only person that was doing that, really.
What I love about all this, the reason I brought this up is because I'm a bit sentimental. I might come across as a sledgehammer through a through a glass window, but I love the fact that Johnny's just sitting there in LA. He's doing something because he just wants to be a nice guy and just put something out there for the community. And then here's this kid who's 17 in Scotland, who now at 23 is like our shining light to be able to say, hey, there's a new generation coming up who's actually caring about all this stuff. And you, Johnny, inadvertently influenced a kid halfway around the world from you. And now here we are having a chat. I mean, the synergy of all of this and the serendipity of all serendipitousness, whatever of all this, is just beautiful. And I love the fact that people are here and coming and watching your show every week. Some pop in, some pop out. I've met you guys at NAMM. Well, I've met Johnny at NAMM. I must admit I haven't met Dave or Jay face to face yet. I've hung out with Liquid Charlie and did a video with him at NAMM years back. The community, as you guys said earlier about the internet, is awesome. But the fact that it goes back so far, and here we are in 2019, this is freaking magic. I love this.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I said the same thing to my dad earlier on today about, it's strange that I'm finally going to be speaking to you guys on this show after watching you all for so long. I kind of think it's weird.
Mm-hmm. But it's wacky to even think that we're all staring at this box in front of us, and we're all good friends.
Yeah,
we're all really good friends. And it's like, with you guys, with you guys, you're better friends of mine than some of the friends I've known for 20 some odd years. It's just an amazing thing.
I think that's largely because we've all got a commonality here that brought us there in the first place. The fact that like I'm sitting in Tokyo, Cameron's sitting in Scotland, Johnny's in LA, Dave's in New York, and Jay's. Where the hell are you again, Jay? I can't remember. Other than it being rude, I just can't remember.
The moon. South Carolina.
There you go, South Carolina.
South Kakalaki.
It's so cool that we can do this now. So anyway, it's awesome.
It is weird, and part of me thinks like, is this too weird? But no, man. Like I talk to Johnny and Dave, all the time
daily
and stuff. Yeah, it's like you just said, Dave. It's like I feel like I'm closer with you guys now than I am to some of the friends that I've known for a long time. And part of me thinks that's weird, and that shouldn't be the case.
It is weird in a way, but it's good because I mean, it's just it's evolution. It really is. It's evolution. It's the best way I could say it. Because 10 years ago you couldn't do this.
Well, Johnny had already started.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone else need a Kleenex? This is just getting beautiful.
No, but Tony Neville wants me to show this guitar, so I'm going to do that.
Listen, I've got to run because my family's waiting for me. I just wanted to quickly come on and say hi to Cameron and say hello to everybody while we're all here and make you guys aware that I've got a few more of the books and I've got to go because the kids are waiting and they're going to get like roofing the house down and my wife's going to kill me if I don't hurry up.
Well, Jason, before you go, thanks
Yes.
again. And you have the OU812 album cover effect. Half your face is lit, half your face is dark. It's awesome. It's perfect.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Well, the reason for that is because there's a window right here next to me. So, like, you know, there's a world outside there, and then on the other side there's just the rest of my room. So,
Well, you know, your face actually looks like a black and white cookie.
oh, if only I was so tasty.
Mm.
So yes, last ditch on this. If anybody wants it, remember Jason Video Music Tokyo through Instagram or Facebook. Find me. You can also message me. Actually, you can leave a comment on my Eddie Van Halen video on YouTube. That'll work. Find me. Otherwise, tell any of the people that are on this video right now, and they'll message me if you know them, and somehow or another just get in contact and make sure you hurry up, because I won't be able to get many more of these books before they're all gone. That's all. I gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
See you, Cam.
All right.
I'll talk to you tomorrow, I'm sure, as usual.
Yeah, no problem, man.
I
See you
look forward
later.
to hearing the new tracks. I won't tell them the reveal on that yet, but I look forward to seeing where you're going with that, dude.
Yeah, man. Thanks again.
No, that's all good, mate.
I'll message you after this for one of those books. And that's what I'll do. Do that.
Cool. All right, Dave, Jay, Johnny. Later,
Ciao.
boys.
Good
See
seeing
ya.
you. Jason.
See you, man.
Oh, and there he goes.
What a good dude, man.
Jason McNamara.
Cool cat.
Man,
Yeah. And man, is that guy tall?
are you asking or
Dude.
telling?
Man, I'm telling, man. He's like he's like way up there to me, you know? You guys remember seeing that still on that video that he did? With Jason, Caleb, and I?
Yeah, he's a lot taller than all of you. Oh, actually, Caleb's pretty tall too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hey,
Yeah, it's pretty
is it
good.
Janny? Janny, welcome. Yeah, that dude, man. Yeah, it is awesome. It is awesome that we can do this. That we're sitting here, you know, like you said, Dave, staring at boxes. Could I say that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I like boxes.
So Cameron, Jason mentioned your music. I mean, can you kind of talk about when some stuff is going to be released, or is that kind of still under the
I don't have an actual set date yet, but at the end of this month, at some point at the end of this month, my band's going to release our first single. It's not what a lot of people who follow me on Instagram and stuff probably think it's going to be. It's not instrumental, it's got vocals, it's basically just a rock song with cool riffs and a solo and nice drum parts. So yeah, that's what we're releasing at the end of the month. But I'll be posting all about that on Instagram and Facebook and everything. It's going to be coming with a music video as well. So never done one of those before, so that'll be fun.
awesome?
Bring lots of clothes.
Yeah,
Your pink hoodie.
man, I'm gonna have to fit that in there somewhere, like, you know.
Yeah. Man.
But
So
yeah,
Tony Neville wanted to see this guitar here, and this is my my new Circles guitar. That the body and neck are from Chris Locke Guitars. The body is a mahogany body that's 2 inches thick, so it's heavy. Not quite as heavy as the snakeskin guitar. I guess this guitar is about 8.5 pounds. The Floyd on it is like a 1981 FRT7, like a vintage. It's a real vintage Floyd. The pickup is a Pariah Pasadena Black that sounds amazing. Just a very cool guitar. It took a bit today to set it up. Like it fought me a little bit. Like it didn't really know if it wanted to be a guitar, but yeah, it turned out that it wants to be a guitar. So it's great feeling neck. Very Frankie. Anyone who has like a Frankie replica, like from a Musicraft, the back feel is like a Frankenstein kind of thing. It's very cool. It's very Charvel like, with an R2 nut, 1 5/8 instead of 1 3/4. Just great feeling guitar.
it's really cool, man.
Yeah, it sounds great too. And I mean, I'm just playing through the Yamaha, It's, you know, it sounds great.
Sounds huge.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mm.
So where can everybody follow Cameron Brown on social media?
Well, you can hit me up on Instagram. My name on that is CammyB1. It's spelled B-E-E like the insect. It's the same on Twitter minus the one, and then on Facebook it's just my name. That's pretty much it. YouTube, it's just my name as well. I don't know why I did CammyB. I actually have no idea why I did that on Instagram years ago. But I think obviously because Instagram was still kind of big at that point, Cameron Brown had been taken, and I didn't want to have like my name and then like 40 numbers after it. You know what I mean?
Your social security number after it or something?
But yeah, I mostly post on Instagram. So if you want to see like constant guitar related things, go on that. I post on Twitter, but again, it's just guitar related stuff. I'm not one of those guys that like goes on social media and posts what I had for dinner 10 minutes ago. Like, you know, I'm not one of those guys.
Good.
I feel like sometimes people need to tone it down a bit with that stuff, you know. But each to their own.
That was the whole appeal of Twitter back, well, 10 years ago now. Was, you know, and back then you could only, how many characters did they allow in the beginning?
Was it like 180 or something like
140, I think. 140.
In the beginning, was it? I don't think it was even
Maybe not
that
in the
many.
beginning. Maybe it was
I think
40.
it was like 40. It was
40, yeah.
Yeah, and then they started making like other applications where you could have like longer sentences and paragraphs and everything. But that was the whole thing about, and kind of the joke about Twitter is, you know, people are posting what they just ate, and then now they're going to go use the bathroom, and then, you know, just whatever.
You know, my life really isn't that interesting, man. So that's why I don't. That's why I didn't post on Twitter. You know. Yeah.
Because you'd be posting pictures of that. What is it called again? Look what I ate today.
Haggis.
Haggis. You gotta tell Sir to make you a haggis signature model. That's what you gotta call it, man.
The haggis signature guitar. It's just like a beautiful Sir guitar, but it's got the Scottish flag over it, and it just ruins it. Yeah. I was going to be saying that since I'm Scottish, but you know.
Nothing wrong with that. Or should I say, not that there's anything wrong with that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's nothing wrong with anything. You know?
What?
Huh? There's nothing. What did I just say? There's, you know, there's room for everything.
If you say so.
Almost everything.
Almost everything.
Man. So what else? What do we got?
Huh? Janny says, is that an Ernie Ball EVH guitar? Yes. Yes, it is. I have one, and Cameron has one as well. Same finish too, actually. Huh? The same. I think technically what they called that was gold.
Mm-hmm.
Because you take the neck off, it actually says gold stamped onto the neck. What do you call it?
Pocket.
The neck cavity.
Pocket. Yeah. Yeah, and there's a date. The back of the neck or the back of the neck. You know, take that off, turn it around, and you'll actually see a date there, like a month, maybe a day and a year, or maybe a month and a year.
At a time.
Of when it is a time and
a time and place, time and space.
Mm-hmm. They're actually just down the street from me. That San Luis Obispo, California. What was I going to say though? I was going to say something.
You know, they don't stamp that anymore on the back of the necks.
No,
they put something else on it. Yeah,
like, is there a logo or something?
It's yeah, I think it is. It's small. It's very small for me to read, but Yeah, it's not. It doesn't say San Luis Obispo anymore.
Maybe it's an import.
No, my Lucas are not.
He's like,
imported.
mine? No, they're not.
Exporter.
No, I don't believe in imports.
Importer or exporter.
What
was it?
Or something, I'm sure it is on the back nowadays.
What was that?
Is it not like a bear, like on the back of like a Music Man headstock now, like a little small bear logo? That's what it is on the John Petrucci one.
It might be.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
A bear? Oh, you mean like the California flag?
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Has anybody played the newer John Petrucci guitars?
Mm-mm.
Cameron, have you played the newer, I guess, John Petrucci Music Mans or no?
You mean the Majesty one, the one that's like a weird shape?
Yeah.
No, that guitar looks like a shovel to me, man, like a spade.
I got to tell you, you know, I respect Petrucci, and he's an amazing guitar player, but Music Man wastes so much wood on that guy.
Well, he's got like 40 different signature models.
It's ridiculous. Just pick something, goddamn it, and stick with it.
Yeah.
I understand that he plays 6 and 7 strings, so of course there's going to be 2 different models.
That's different. That's
Yeah.
different. But each
there's
guitar
like
that they come out with is a different model.
Yeah, there's like 5 different or 6 different finishes.
Man, Dave's getting mad. Look at that. Look how mad you just looked.
Who, Dave or me?
Yeah, Dave.
No, I did that on purpose.
Oh,
I do that on purpose. It's just shock value. I'm not really mad. God,
Well,
you
know,
want to see mad? I'll show you mad,
I was watching Petrucci,
motherfucker.
like
ah.
the first one of the night, the first F-bomb. There it is.
No, it isn't, because you said one earlier in passing. You said fuck.
I did?
Yes, you did.
No.
Yes, you did.
No way.
Yes, you did. In the middle of the show. Watch the show again. You'll hear it.
Oh man.
You said it.
Do I have to apologize, Johnny? Like I did that the first time I dropped the F-bomb on the show. Remember, like
No.
a couple hours. Johnny, I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry. Please have me on again. I won't swear.
No, technically, yeah, you can swear on YouTube now. They don't. There's no problems. No problems with that.
I think I've done pretty well on that front. I'm a Scottish guy, and I don't think I've said one swear word tonight. So I'm pretty proud of myself.
Mm-hmm. Like in real life, do you swear just like all the time?
Oh yeah, that's Scottish people. Every second word is like the F-bomb or something.
It's like
word.
darn it.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and you guys, yeah, I don't swear on these videos. You know, I don't do it. But in real life, when I'm in the car, when I'm driving, and I'm by myself, I'm swearing nonstop.
He's just like, whoa, yeah, yeah. By himself. Nothing happening around him. Yes!
I also heard you're very quiet in person, Johnny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard you're just like very just subdued and quiet. And
I'm not. It's I'm nothing like on these shows in person. No. No.
Maybe one day I'll get to not hear you say anything. Maybe if you come to my wedding.
Let me get back to my Petrucci thing. All right. His newer guitars, I saw a video, I guess it was on YouTube or something, of him like going over all the different finishes of his new line this year, his new models and stuff. The one thing that drives me nuts about it is like, you grab a guitar, right? You know, you don't have to treat these things like they're fragile. But the way he picks up a guitar and he's like holding it and he's like going over the details and he's like touching it like it's gonna shatter. And I'm like, dude, you know, you don't have to really, you know, I'm not saying you throw it around, but you don't have to pretend like it's gonna break if you.
Well, maybe his will break.
I don't know. I heard they're great guitars, but I don't know. But I just, if anybody knows what I'm talking about, or if you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch the video of him going over the different like wood types and finishes. And literally, it's like kid gloves, man. You know, like he's holding the Stanley Cup or something. That's a hockey joke. Anybody doesn't, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But
good answer, Pris.
Oh.
Still in tune.
Sounded like you broke it.
Doesn't matter. That thing ain't breaking.
Yeah. I just saw my. Oh, it's somebody's typing. Where's my 5150 amplifier? It's here. It's just it's in the corner. I actually thought about bringing it out and having it sitting back there tonight, but blocks the door.
You just couldn't pick it up, man. Don't lie.
Yeah.
It hurt your back.
Fire hazard.
No. And speaking of all that, if I can talk about myself just for a second, my birthday is a week from tomorrow, and we're gonna do a special show, I guess. But what was I gonna say? I think for this birthday, I'm taking a cue from the Hal Sparks book of getting in shape. You know, so I'm thinking this next birthday it'll be more of the jogging, the what you think? No,
where is it?
No. It'll last a week.
Nope. I'm thinking I'm gonna get into better shape. I'm gonna eat better.
You don't eat. What do you mean you're gonna eat better? You don't even eat.
Well,
you're like a reptile.
I ate something today that I shouldn't have. And
Taco Bell for breakfast.
Yeah, the Taco Bell breakfast menu.
Wait, is Ben okay? Hold on a second. Somebody mentioned hope Ben is good because he's not in here, but Amanda's here, and I just want to make sure I didn't miss something. If Amanda, is Ben okay?
Ben is fine.
Stop talking.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Ben is fine.
All right, well then, never mind.
But yeah, so yeah, you don't believe me?
No.
Yeah, no? I don't believe anything that comes out of that trap.
Oh damn! I didn't go that far, man. I mean, I know you have good intentions, and right now you're probably thinking I'm going to do it, but it's going to be one of those things like, 95% of us where it's like I'm doing this, and then it's like and then one day you're
doing
like,
McDonald's, doing it. Well, Jimmy Carr is here. Jimmy Carr.
Just in time.
Hey, Jimmy. Jimmy Carr.
How's that ESP guitar, Jimmy?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, if anybody has any last-minute questions for Cameron Brown, I suggest you fire them off right now.
Yeah, because it's 5 a.m. where he is.
He's about to have to get up.
Yeah. His alarm clock's going to go off. Oh, man. Janny Ty says, Jay loving the 6505. Yeah, man. Basically the 5150.
Basically.
Although I would rather have the original block 5505, 5150 head that Johnny has. Wait, Jeannie wants me to. My wife's texting me asking to ask her question. What are you currently listening to besides our stupid voices? As far as music, what are you listening to now?
John Mayer, a lot of who else? I've been listening. There's a Scottish band called Biffy Clyro. I listen to them quite a lot. And Def Leppard. That's the three bands I've been listening to.
Which album, Pyromania or Hysteria? Because I know those are basically
Hysteria, man. That's the one I've been listening to. Yeah,
great.
That's such an amazing album from start to finish.
It really is. And she also asks guilty pleasure as far as music goes.
Okay. Gonna have to be careful with this one. No, I would probably say, I like don't like much modern music, but I really like Post Malone. That's kind of like a guilty pleasure for me because Post
Gotta
Malone,
go. Thanks for coming out.
Yes.
I don't know who that is.
He has
I
like
like-
tattoos on his face and stuff.
Yeah, I like his music, but like for the kind of music I play, when I say that to people, they're like, "What?" You know?
Oh, is that that's the rapper that has all the tattoos?
Yeah. Not a big fan of his tattoo choices, but I like some of his songs. Yeah.
But I thought you were going to say something like Howard Jones.
No, but supposedly Post Malone can actually play guitar.
Yeah, he's actually got tattoos of Dimebag, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Kurt Cobain, like all these guys on his hands, like on his fingers.
Yeah, so pretty much he like sold his soul to be popular instead of playing the music that he really loves. That's how I look at that.
Yeah, he's super into guitar and stuff, like old school rock music. But, I mean, it's not like my favorite music in the world, but I'd say that's my guilty pleasure.
Mm-hmm. So in other words, if like what guilty pleasure, in my opinion, is something like you're listening to in your car with the windows down, and you're like, "Yeah, man," and then you pull up at a red light, and there's a car pulls up next to you with their windows down, and you like turn it down because you don't want anybody knowing that you're listening to that.
It's mostly just because obviously I'm looked at as like a guitar player and the shred and all that sort of stuff, and then people are like, "You listen to Post Malone, man? Like, come on." You know, but yeah, that's probably my guilty pleasure. You know, the thing I like about music is I listen to everything pretty much, man. So if someone judges me, I'm kind of just like, well, screw you. You know?
Yeah, man. If you like something, you like something. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I've always said music is great because you know if it inspires you, doesn't matter what it is. You know, you can always use it for you know for your own stuff.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, here's that. This is. I know this isn't the guy, but this is the. You guys have seen this.
Oh,
This meme. But yeah, hang on. My cable is on my.
were you standing on your headphone cable?
Yeah, yeah. You guys seen the meme that says 2017 prank and 2018 rapper?
Yep. Very true.
It is, man.
Very true.
Hey, Pascal.
Wow.
Dude,
well,
Pascal.
it's probably time for him to wake up this morning.
Mm-hmm. Good to see you, man.
Pascal's waking up and Cameron's going to bed.
I hear you. Me too.
Uh-huh. You're about to wake up?
Got about 3 hours to go.
Oh.
I guess I have a question before Cameron gets out of here. I'm just responding to Tony Neville. Tony, is that I was going to type this, but I might as well just say it since I'm blabbing. He says, we're talking about the House of Blues in Myrtle Beach, if I ever go there. And I said, yeah. And he said his last trip was Firehouse a few years ago. Was that when Firehouse was playing with Winger? Because I was there too, man. Do you have any tips for guitar players? I don't want to say starting out, but I'm just trying to think of like any tips you would have to somebody that's been playing guitar for a little while that maybe wants to, you know, take that next jump, that next level.
The best tip I could probably give you, this is what I did anyway, is so when you're learning guitar, learn something that you find interesting. Like, you know, you get a lot of teachers that are like, you need to learn this skill and go home and play that for a week straight up and down. I think that would put anybody off playing guitar. So I think the most important thing for a guitar player who's wanting to keep on, you know, bettering themselves is keep that interest and keep trying to learn new things. I read a thing a while back where Paul Gilbert said, if you learn at least one new thing every day, then you'll improve. So do that. You just even if it's just like a lick of a song or something like that that you couldn't play before, if you've learned that one lick, then you're better than you are the day before. But never get like stuck in a rut where you're bored of what you're trying to learn or what you're trying to play and stuff, because that definitely ruins it. I mean, every guitar player goes through that, though. I wake up quite a lot and I'm like, man, not feeling it today. Guitar feels like alien to me and I just want to throw it away kind of thing. But I guess that happens to everybody.
Yeah, it certainly does.
Yeah. But yeah, two things I would say is keep it interesting for yourself and interesting and exciting, and learn something new every day if you can. That's pretty much it. It doesn't have to be like a big, crazy hard thing, even if it's just something simple. Yeah.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Cool. All right. So it looks like everybody wants to get to bed. Oh yeah, Dave, it's getting late where you are now, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay. It's 10:30.
It's only 7. It's only 7 here. I've got the rest of the night. All right. Well, hey everybody. Thank you for joining us. Subscribe to the channel if you're brand new, and subscribe to all the links in the that Nightbot has been posting. Steve Carmichael. Oh, that's this Sunday? Hey, this Sunday on Food Network, Valerie Bertinelli is celebrating Wolfgang's music with friends and family and his favorite home-cooked meals. It's Valerie's home cooking TV show. Wow. Man, I wish I had a TV now.
Oh man. I just got an email. I got an email response at 8:30 tonight, and I am not happy. End the show. End the show.
Oh no. Oh, it just got good, you guys. All right.
Well, I guess we'll be listening to that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one, man.
Oh. All right, we're out of here. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Cameron, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thanks for watching all these years, man.
No.
Wow. David Nesdahl,
Always great to see you.
always awesome. Jay, I'm sorry.
Oh, Jay, I'm sorry.
They're in for a war.
All right, everybody. Leave a thumbs up, and if you're heading over to we want to keep you on the channel here. We don't want you to go anywhere else. But if you are heading out somewhere else to another live stream, tell them Johnny Beane, David Nesdahl, Cameron Brown, and Jay Hannon sent you. All right.
Yeah.
What if they're going to like log into their Brazzers account? Then it's like, hey,
Same. Doesn't matter.
Then you tell them that our wives sent them.
Okay. So if you're gonna head out somewhere else, some other show, say, "Hey, Johnny Beane sent me. Hey, David Nesdahl was here." What? Especially if it's some weird video. All right. All right. johnnybeane.tv. John BL. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Hey.